story short, he calls me and he says, Gary, I sold the stone. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So he said to me, can you get the stone? So I said, yes, I can get the stone. I've just got to find out if it's available, but I'm sure it's available. But to show these guys that I'm serious, I'm going to need at least $500,000. So he said, I'll wire you tomorrow. He already sent me the money. So I said, okay, cool. So the next day I called the vendor and I told him that I've got it sold, got $500,000. I need to have the stone. And he said, no problem. So what we did was, because this wealthy guy bought actually 3 big diamonds that day, he spent about $13 million on 3 big diamonds. Wow. He wanted us to meet him in New York City at Melka Met. Melka Met's in the 580 building on 47th Street. Melka Met is a shipping company, but what they do is you can also, a lot of the diamond cutters in the world, they send stones there, they send diamonds there, for the client to actually look at before they buy it. Now, when the client goes to look at that stone, they can't just grab the stone and leave. Melka Met has security there and they can look at it, but they can't take it.
Oh, wow.
So we set it up. We're going to meet his client in New York, in Melka Met. And so it was a couple of weeks later. So my vendor sent in the stone to Melka Met. And I was in the room with his client and with my friend that owns the auction. And the client had a gemologist, which he had to have. He's not going to just look at the stone and go, okay, it looks real
at that
cool.
size.
Yeah, and that value.
Yeah.
And so the gemologist looked at it and said, oh my God, outstanding. Absolutely gorgeous stone. We love it. Thank you. We'll send the money. So now the diamond gets put back in a package. I had to put it in the package, seal it up. So now it's waiting there for me to give to the client once all the money arrives. So 3-4 days later, I sold it for $3.6 million.
Wow.
3-4 days later, I get the money, the balance. It was 3.1 I needed because I'd already got $500,000, and I got it. And then I called Melka Met and I told him to release the diamond. And then we had it set. Well, my buddy with the auction guy, he FedExed it, fully insured, to the guy that bought it to his house, and that was it. That was the most expensive one diamond that I ever sold.
Amazing, crazy story,
Yeah,
crazy
story.
Size. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
So awesome. I can't believe someone bought that off of Zoom or even
Zoom. Yeah,
that's
Zoom.
even more crazy because they didn't see it initially and they just kind of bought it virtually, which is a whole nother level, which I probably think you would have never thought would have happened 25 years ago.
Never. I didn't even believe him. When he told me that the client spent $3 million already, wow, just on Zoom, just showing diamonds on Zoom, I said, oh, where do you find these customers?
Yeah, right? Insane.
Yeah, but it was a good sale.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me today. Thank you for really going over amazing stories, but also showing your background and telling us more about how you got started and more about Mr. Brilliant Jewelry from its fruition 30 years ago to now. But then again, wrapping it all up with a 27-carat diamond that you sold, which is insane.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, thank you for asking all these great questions, and looking forward to doing a lot more of my podcasts and keep on telling more stories. And also, I want to use my time in the podcast to actually teach clients about different things that involve the diamond business. So as time goes by, I want to do a segment on lab diamonds, which are really, really hot right now. I want to do a segment on fancy cut diamonds, because when it comes to a fancy shape, they all cut differently. You can look at a 4-carat emerald cut GVS2, and you can look at 3 or 4 of them, and they all look different. One's a little bit longer, one's a little bit shorter, one's a little bit fatter. And so when clients are looking online, or when clients are going to the jeweler, most of the time they're looking at one stone. And when I sell to privates, I'm showing them 3 or 4 stones together. And then I can give them my experience. I can tell them what I think's the best stone, but then they tell me what they think looks best to them. So that'll be another segment. But yeah, I have a lot of knowledge to give out.
I'm excited to learn more about the jewelry business and specifically all of the things that you see, because it's so much more unique than anyone else I've ever talked with in the jewelry industry.
Thank you.
So thanks for having me today. I'm looking forward to learning more.
Thank you too.